In 1874, carriage maker Charles Eckert founded the Eckert Carriage Company there. That company flourished, and as the age of the automobile began, two of Charles' sons, Frank and Morris, founded the Auburn Automobile Company in 1900. They unveiled their first product at the 1903 Chicago Auto Show. Desperate, they agreed to Cord's terms, and his first major order of business was to liquidate the 700 unsold Auburns already in stock. His clever idea was to rebuild public interest by simply repainting the cars in vibrant two-tone colors. That, as well as revitalizing the enthusiasm of his distributors, allowed him to sell the cars quickly. Profits from those sales allowed Cord to introduce a 25 Auburn of his own design, which in turn sold so well that within 2 years, Cord was the principal owner of the Auburn Automobile Company.
After first introducing a primitive color process in 1916, the company really hit its stride with its three-strip process in 1932. For the next 20 years, the golden era of Hollywood, if a studio wanted to make a color film, they went to Technicolor. Not that it was easy. Studios rented enormous, bulky camera units from the colorists, 2-by-4-foot boxes on wheels, inside of which 3 separate reels of film simultaneously captured layers of red, green, and blue that their dye transfer labs would later combine into a single reel of rich full-color film.
If people like me, the younger generation, aren't coming into this club, there's nothing to fuel it. There's nothing to keep it alive.
Because the designers and the creators of them were truly not just engineers and designers, but they were artists. They created something that was far above the other things that were being created at that time.
This particular theater, we're heading into our 84th season. I mean, you may have 3 or 4 generations in one show.
Family-oriented shows that not only our children but our grandchildren can get into.
And this was the only time that an American driver, Jimmy Murphy, driving an automobile built entirely in America, won a foreign Grand Prix race.
One of the reasons they really won 1921 French Grand Prix was, unlike all their competitors who had more powerful cars and very well-built vehicles, Duesenberg had hydraulic brakes.
Then in the 50s, it was the Hoosier Theater, which was a movie theater, and then it was vacant for a while, 54 to 61, and then in 1961, Muncie Civic Theater moved in. We've been here ever since.
Well, the first Auburn automobile, actually, when it was introduced in 1903, was quite modern for its time. Many cars at that time were using tiller bars for steering. The Auburn had a steering wheel. Many of the early cars used high wheels similar to those used on horse-drawn carriages. The Auburn used pneumatic tires. So the Auburn automobile at the time was quite innovative.
Auburn, Indiana once rivaled Detroit as maker of the greatest cars in the world. They were fast, they were innovative, and they were beautiful. The men who built them created an empire of steel and rubber, only to watch it crumble. But their story is far from over. An entire community is proud to carry the torch of these legacies of perfection.
Note to Self is Ball State's only all-male a cappella group. For the group, we typically end up trying to stay a little more current, a little more top 40, because at this point we still want the student body to be like, oh yeah, Note to Self did this cover of this song that I really like right now. You do not earn any sort of class credit for Note to Self whatsoever. It is all voluntary, extracurricular. But the group and all the guys, they do it anyway because it's what they love.